Alright everyone, so up until now what we've done is we've basically created new backdrops for every level and a transition sequence between levels so that you know when you're changing levels, which also kind of tells you the number of the level that you're heading into. So I guess all that's pretty cool, but what's kind of boring about our levels is each level right now is effectively the same challenge as every other level. The ghost appears, you shoot it, the ghost appears again, you shoot it. It would be cool if we actually made the later levels a little bit more difficult. And also if we introduce some new characters to oppose us in the later levels. And that's what we're going to start doing in the next few videos. So to begin with, I want you to go to the levels sprite. And you can see this block of code here, define cycle levels. This is the piece of code that repeatedly starts the ghost off at the beginning of every level. And we're going to start playing around with that. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to define the block. And I want you to call it start foe. F-O-A. So a foe is just a general word for an opponent or an enemy. So instead of being start ghost, which is a particular kind of foe, this is going to allow us to define foes more generally. And then I want you to take start foe and I want you to put it in right here where the broadcast start ghost is. I'm going to take the broadcast start ghost out. So we've taken this out and then we're going to put this inside start foe. So in summary, what we've done so far is nothing. We replaced the broadcast start ghost with start foe, which all start foe does is broadcast start ghost. So it's just kind of the same thing. So if we start a game now, the ghost should appear as normal. And there it is. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I'm gonna replace this with something more general. So go to variables and create a variable and call it current enemy for all sprites. And then I want you to set current enemy. What is it? There it is. To ghost. And just type the word ghost in. So what that's going to do is it's going to set the variable current enemy to the text value ghost. And then we're going to change this so that it picks up on that. So I'll show you what I mean. First thing is go to operators. And I want you to grab this join function. And we haven't used this before. But what this does is it joins words together into a two-part phrase. So if I do this, it'll join them together into the phrase the banana. Well, what I'm going to do, in the first slot, I want to put the word start and then a space. Space is very important. Leave the second part blank for the moment. Pop that in there. And then grab the variable current enemy and put it in here. Now again, we've done a whole bunch of work to accomplish basically nothing. So hopefully this should work the same way as before. It starts foe. So it used to say broadcast start ghost here. Now it's going to start foe. But what does start foe do? Well, it sets current enemy to ghost, then it broadcasts start current enemy. Well, if current enemy is ghost, then it will broadcast start ghost. So it's just like we've put broadcast start ghost here. So I've broken it down into pieces, but it shouldn't have made any difference to the game. So let's just start the whole thing again. And see if it works. There he is. Okay, that's who we're looking for. So everything seems to still be working, and that's what we expect, and that's good. But why go to all this extra trouble? Well, let me tell you, what I'm going to do in upcoming videos is I'm going to use this as a general place, a general way of starting different opponents. So instead of just starting the ghost, we can get this function to start the bat, start the monster, start the witch, start different things that we're going to put in the game. But we want to start creating a general place where everything gets launched, and this is the beginnings of it. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for listening, and if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.